This meeting is being recorded.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Power of Attorney. I am your host, LaTanya Moore. Today, we have a really awesome show for you. We're going to be talking about Suavv, right? Being suave for Black men. I'm so honored to have our guest, but before I introduce, right, this awesome guest, I want to remind everybody to connect with us, guys, in Huntsville, Alabama, October 5th and 6th for the Global Now Conference. You guys know that I'm bringing on guests like my guest that's coming up that really is helping you tell your story and tell the stories of your demographic in the marketplace. So again, this is about making connections. This is about connecting with the people that can benefit from the services that you have to offer. So for those of you that are watching, make sure that you share this video, right? Because this is really about programming for a very specific demographic, which is our Black men. So without further ado, guys, I'm going to introduce Rashod Davenport, who is the founder of Suavv magazine. Rashod, welcome to Power of Attorney.
No, thank you for having me. I really appreciate this.
Awesome. So full disclosure, guys, I was telling Rashod earlier, I said, you know, you are really doing something great, right, in the marketplace, because for Black men, there's just not a lot out there, right? For us Black women, it's stuff everywhere. You know, we got women's empowerment, Black women doing great things. We got Essence, we got stuff all over the place. And so I want everyone, if you support Black men, doesn't matter who you are, but if you support Black men, I want everybody to tune in, share this video, get every Black man you know on this feed right now, because Rashod has some great information about what they're doing with Suavv magazine. So I'm not going to hog the show because I can talk. So Rashod, tell everybody a little bit more about who you are and what you guys do with Suavv magazine.
All right. So I'm the owner, publisher, editor-in-chief of Suavv. What I do is pretty much go out and find like the stories that interest me. I find the things that I really want to know more about and things that I feel that need to be shared with our audience, things that I feel that Black men aren't hearing enough of, things that are encouraging, things that are empowering, exciting, entertaining at the same time. Bring those back to the magazine, talk with my staff, figure out themes of the magazine, and then just get to work. The work part is doing the interviews, setting up photo shoots, finding videos that are going to work for us. If we need to start doing videos or doing recordings, then doing those recordings. My ultimate goal is finding our audience. It's up to us. It's something that takes a little bit more time than most people will think it does. There's a lot of marketing involved. There's a lot of advertising that we have to do. There's a lot of posting, figuring out social media, all of that kind of stuff kind of falls back into my lap. And then I try to trust on my team to deliver the content aspect of it. But as my job right now, I'm doing all of it. I'm involved in everything. I want to make sure that the voice of Suavv is actually portrayed the way that I want it to be portrayed. So basically what I'm doing is building a media empire.
Awesome. I love it. And here's the thing, right? I see all the time, whether it's online, whether it's in my own business, everyone always says, well, there's always negativity surrounding the Black male image, right? There's always something out there that's negative about us or that's negative about them. And so as a, as a parent, of a Black man, of course, I want to do what I can do and utilize my platform certainly to change that. So when I saw Rashod and what he was doing, I was like, I gotta have him on this show to talk about this. So again, if this is not for you, that's fine. But for those of you that are committed to that mission, get your people on right now. Share it to them. Send it to them in Messenger. Whatever it is that you have to do, get them on, because we're going to be talking about some great things. So you mentioned the difficulty in finding your demographic. So is it every Black man, any Black man? Tell us a little bit about that particular group that you're looking for.
All right, the particular group, which is weird because I've been told a lot that a demographic is a 15-year span. So you go like 18 to maybe 32 or 33. And for me, my audience was 21 to like 40. And they're like, well, that's too broad. I'm like, I don't care if it's too broad. That's my audience. That's the people that I want to reach. It's that area that is important to me. So when it comes to advertising, I have to break it up in between that. But as far as I'm concerned, it's 21 to 40. That's the grown man market as far as I can see it. It's the men that need the guidance because you're either coming out of college or you're still in college getting ready to start your life. At 40, you figure some things out and now you're going into like the rest of your life. But it's like that group of people are the people that when I go to the barbershop, that's who my conversation is with. When I'm in church after church, that's who my conversation is with. So while you can have a smaller audience, I think it's important to understand that when you start excluding that older audience or you exclude a younger audience, you're separating and dividing them. And those 21-year-old dudes need to talk to those 36-year-old dudes and get that advice so you don't waste that 15 years in between the two. So that's important.
Right. And it's generational wisdom sharing, right? That's really what we're talking about. Generational wisdom sharing. Now, we could probably have a totally different show about whether there really is wisdom, right, in that 15 years. Everybody's going to say it, but I think and I'm saying that because I'm telling you, somebody on the comment is going to say, well, they're going to have something to say. So I just put it out there so that you don't have to. But
Thank you. I'll address it. Let's do it.
Yeah. So what I really admire about this though is if I think that if you trust a generic or general or mainstream, whatever word you want to use, media source, you really would think that Black men are really just unidimensional, right? They're they're just one way, they only do one thing, and it's always slanted toward the negative or the devaluation. What are some things that you guys are doing there at Suavv magazine to work to change that perception of Black men?
All right. One, the magazine, we specifically do not do anything that is gossip related. If there's a negative connotation on something, we're avoiding it. Like if we interview someone who like just got in trouble or there's something in the media that could easily, if we address it with that person, could boost us up quickly. We're not going to approach it. It's our thing is if we're not uplifting someone and we're not making a situation appealing to other people, we're not helping the narrative. So there's enough gossip things out there. There's enough negativity out there. There's enough of the basic out there. What we want to do is make sure we're giving people more. Like I really personally, and no shots at anybody, but I don't care about the gossip part. So there's a lot of things people are like, did you hear such and such? I'm like, no, like I don't care. It's how is that going to impact me? How is that going to help my life be better? Like I don't want to hear about the fights. I don't want to hear about the diss tracks. I don't want to hear about gun charges. Like I know about them, but it's like I'm not going to push that back out in my platform. I'm not going to push it back out to my audience. There's more that we need to be talking about than that. So it's like, wow, this past week, for instance, we're having this conversation about what happened at the Harper Bazaar VIP party. Cool. How many of y'all was watching this confirmation of this Supreme Court justice that's about to go into this office and he could potentially destroy the rest of our lives? Like, that's what's important to me. So I watch CNN more than I watch Wendy Williams. And if I want to watch hot topics, it's the first 15 minutes of CNN. And that's just how my life kind of rolls.
Yeah, it's really interesting. And I wanted you to share that with everybody, because I think that we really have to be vigilant about what's capturing our attention, what's framing and shaping not just our mindsets, but the mindsets of our children, right? Because at the end of the day, they are the future, and the things that we fill our minds and, the way that we create our value system is what we what we teach them. And so it's really commendable, again, that you're doing this. And I'm very excited to see more and continue to follow what you guys are doing. I would say share a little bit, though, because there's an interesting story about how this came about and how you came up with the idea of doing Suavv. I think it's important for our audience to know a little bit of that story.
So it's how we came up with Suavv. Me and my younger brother, we used to go to Tower Records and do like a magazine day, which Tower Records by itself is a throwback. So we used to go to Tower Records. We would go into the magazine section, which was amazing, and pick out our magazines. And we got there one day and we were shopping for a reason. I think we were going like on a flight or something. We wanted to get the magazines to go on a flight, and we ended up spending like $80 between the two of us just on magazines. And I realized when we sat back home and said, why are we spending this much money monthly on magazines? And we looked at it, and it was trying to find an overall concept for one magazine, for one interest in. And it wasn't there. Like at that point, Savoy was the only Black men's magazine, but Savoy has just fallen off the market. So there was nothing else left. So I had a GQ for fashion. I had an Esquire that was a little bit more fashion. I had a Slam magazine because I wanted to see something about basketball, Sports Illustrated to cover everything else sports related. Then there was a Wired magazine. There was I think it was a Details magazine at that point. And it's like, I'm looking at this and I'm like, this is all just because this is what I'm interested in. So why not have our own thing? My brother goes, oh, well, I always wanted to have my own magazine anyway. Me being the person I am, if you tell me you want to do something, I'm encouraging it. So I was like, so start your own magazine. I was like, let's do this. 2 hours later, we're sitting on the floor with like Post-it notes, and we got like tags here, and was like, this is interesting, this sucks. And it's like we went through these magazines and literally like ripped them apart and put them on a pile and created a magazine out of what we saw. And was like, this is what we would want our magazine to look like. And at that, we were like, so we're doing this for real? Then you have Suavv. From that point, it's just becoming serious about it and saying, okay, so let's really figure out what this is going to be and what this is not going to be. And that was important because what we saw is that when it came to Black men, all we had were sports, cars, women, rap. There was nothing else. And there was nothing that was addressing issues and conversations that we were having with our friends, issues and conversations we heard with our uncles and parents. And it's like, if there's not something there, then it's saying that we don't have the capacity to have that conversation. So we were like, this is going to be our conversation. We're going to have our conversation with our narrative, and it's going to be honest, like no holds bars. Like if you say something in an interview, that's what you said. We're going to say it exactly how you said it. If somebody perceives it wrong, that's fine. That's how you said it, because that's how you felt when you said it. So that was important for us.
I love it. I love it because, again, it's speaking to the fact that Black men really are multidimensional. There's an intellectual component to Black men that never gets any coverage, right? We celebrate y'all for your physical attributes. We celebrate you for what you can do on the field and things like that. But when it comes to having that intelligent conversation or asserting yourself in a positive manner, it's like, well, who are you to say that?
Exactly, because we never give Black men the platform. So it's, even when Black men have a platform, you have so many Black men that become nervous just when it comes to speaking their mind. For a long time, if I would get into an argument with an adult, probably still today, like if I would get into an argument, I've said an adult like I'm not one. If I would get into an argument with an elder, I would literally, like, I would shake because I was that nervous on speaking my mind back to someone that was older than me. So I would tremble in an argument with someone because I was just speaking my voice. And in the same breath, my mom always raised me to, say my part and do it respectfully. And I think that with Black men, we're never really given the opportunity or the platform to speak our minds. If we speak our minds and it's too emotional, then we're too soft. If we're speaking our mind and it's too aggressive, then we're scaring people. If we're speaking our mind to another adult or someone that we consider an elder, we're being disrespectful. So a lot of us as Black men, we just shut down and hold a lot in. We hold a lot of our conversation in until we're around people that we're comfortable with. And then you find a side of someone that you've never seen before. And it's like, at that point, it's like you have either a respect for someone or a disrespect for that person. And most of it becomes like respect for the person and their narrative and how they feel. And like that moment for me, when I see someone open up and just be themselves, is amazing.
Awesome. So bottom line, guys, Suavv is giving a whole voice, right, to the Black man and addressing the need. So thank you so much, Rashod. What would be like that one thing that you would want to leave our audience with as it relates to what you guys are doing there at Suavv?
I just want people in general to see that, as Black men, we are doing more. If you pay attention to like the conversation, the narrative today, you see more people are gravitating towards like men who are in motion, men who are actually making some kind of accomplishment with their communities within like society, within the world. And I think it's very important for us to not only acknowledge them, but to share them. We're quick to share any other kind of videos. We're quick to share something that's funny. It's like, it's important for us to share people who are accomplishing things, because when you have that recognition, it makes you want to push to do a little bit more. So, I mean, we're here. We have this magazine. The magazine is growing into other areas. It's just a matter of, again, sharing it, sharing the information. If you like it, share it. If you don't, cool, share it. I mean, I don't mind.
Whether you like it or not, share it.
Share it. It's like, if my article can create a conversation among you and your friends, that's all I'm worried about. I want people to actually get more from what we have in there and be able to develop that into communicating, into embracing each other, into a conversation somewhere. So that's us.
How can people subscribe and follow you guys? And then for folks that want to potentially be in the magazine or be profiled, where can they go to be able to pitch?
Okay. Every platform is whatever the platform is, Suavv Magazine. So that's Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. I think LinkedIn might be Suavv Magazine as well. I'm not sure on that one. But it's Suavv Magazine. So SUAVV Magazine spelled out, on all platforms. If you want to pitch yourself, Lord Jesus, pitch yourself. I get a lot of emails saying, I want to be on the cover. Okay, who are you? And I think it's important, again, just pitch yourself. Send me an email.
Listen, let me interpret for y'all. Rashod is saying, send a real pitch. Don't bootleg. Do not send him a selfie photo in your car. Our next guest is going to be talking about image. But let me listen. See, Rashod, I told y'all my guests be nice, but Rashod, they know. I don't even hold back, because this is about people putting their best foot forward, right? This magazine, Black Men, it's about you presenting a different image. right? Listen, you're not going to get on the cover, even if you have a high resolution photo, if you got guns and drugs and money, pit bulls, and all that. And can I say that? Is that true?
That's true.
You ain't gonna get the cover, right? I don't even know. Listen, I don't even know what the investment is, but you ain't gonna get the cover.
It's
because what you gonna talk about?
I get a lot of those emails, and it's just like, can I be in your magazine? It's like, I know nothing about you. So just send me a pitch. If you don't know what a pitch is, start there. Like, research what a pitch is. Research how to pitch a magazine to be interviewed. Figure that part out first, because if you send me that regular email, I'm already looking at it sideways, and I'm probably not going to respond. And that's just being honest, because I already feel like you're about to waste my time.
Yeah.
And I really don't. I don't have much time to waste, but I feel like you're about to waste it. So if you're going to pitch me, lay out what it is that you want and who you are and how this is going to benefit you, how it's going to benefit us. Make it interesting. Send it to my email. Don't send it to my email. Send it to info@suavv.com. Send it to that email. Info@suavv.com. I'll make sure it's responded to if it's appropriate. You know what? No, if it's not appropriate, I'll make sure it's responded to in a very respectful way, because I want to help you so that you don't do it to someone else. We need to embrace each other, and that's important. So correcting is an important aspect.
If you don't have your stuff together, do not send him anything. Can I be blunt? Because that's really what he's saying, right? That's really what y'all know, I have to interpret for my guests. They have a brand. They're really awesome. He's being nice, but here's the thing. He has a business to run. So he can't sift through thousands of emails that don't matter and they don't meet the standard, only to get about 10 that do for very exclusive slots. He just doesn't have time to do that. You're not going to be on the cover if you don't have something interesting. So let me give you a quick pitch formula, and we're going to bump over to our other guests. 1, who the heck are you? Meaning, what do you represent in the marketplace? What do you have to offer? And not just what do you have to offer, what in the world do you have to offer Black men? Because that's his demographic. If you are offering something for Black women, you're not getting in the magazine, because that's not his demographic, right? You have to go somewhere else. So what do you have to offer? Who is the target? You got to research that stuff. And then what are you offering? And like he said, what's the benefit? What is what you're offering? How is that going to benefit his readership? I promise you it's not for you. You don't even want to be marketing in a Black man's magazine if your demographic is Black women, because you're not going to get any clients. So I know I took over his last words, but he was being nice.
Appreciate that.
He needs to check y'all. That's all I'm saying. We have fun here. We keep it real on Power of Attorney. I'm sorry. Okay, Rashod. I know this is your first time being on my show.
That you can shut them down for me. But you have to do it in an audio memo. Like, don't type back in the audio so they can be like, okay, I'm sorry.
Next time I'll do better. Guys, seriously though, I really want you guys to reach out and support Suavv Magazine. Go to the website. You can actually get to the website if you check out the description. There's a link there. Don't forget, if you do want to pitch or if you just want more information and direction, you can always go to info@suavv.com so that you can get that info. And again, Rashod, it has been such a pleasure. This will not be the last time we connect. I definitely want to have you back on so that we can have you on to discuss some of the things that we're going to be talking about, especially on the legal side, as we continue to go through our season and our planning. So thank you so much for being a part of Power of Attorney today.
No, absolutely. You guys are amazing. Thank you for even doing this. This is big. So just the fact that you're giving people the platform, again, I'm huge on that. So thank you. And I have absolutely no problem coming back on again with you.
Awesome. Thanks so much.